Today, we are reviewing some news about the US UCO market, especially US import UCO from China. We have some order to US market in this year. Actually, about 2 years ago, we did export to US, but it's only a trial order. This year, we have big volume to US, and we can provide all the documents to meet U.S. government requirement. We can mention it. Well, we will mention it later. In the beginning of next year, January, I'm planning to go to Canada and the U.S. I will stop in Toronto, New York, middle of U.S. and also the west coast of U.S. When you Google U.S. market for Chinese UCO, you can find several reports, and most of them from September to up to now, that's December 23. In this news from S&P, and that's recently November 1st, and they said Chinese export to US will increase. They already increased. They said the reason could be the US market turn away from Chinese products. Actually, in my experience, and the investigation is about Chinese biodiesel products, not UCO as a feedstock. Actually, from our order or our contract with our client, and they did decrease in from April to July because some of the biodiesel manufacturer in Europe they stop or they shut down because there's a Chinese biodiesel product to Europe is much cheaper. That's why they cannot make a profit. They stop producing. That's why they do not need feedstock. But after July, August, they come to normal, at least from us. The order from us, it become more normal, and towards the end of the year, and even it's better than the same time last year. And also, we start to export to US. Let's listen to this news from S&P.
Chinese UCO export opportunity to U.S. to persist in coming months, traders. Author Nurul Darni Chow Kit Bowie. The market conditions to export Chinese used cooking oil to the U.S. will persist in the months ahead amid incentives from the Inflation Reduction Act, while outflows to Europe have fallen amid the EU's probe into allegations of fraud surrounding volumes from China, trade sources told S&P Global Commodity Insights. Chinese UCO exports have been shifting this year to fulfill growing U.S. biodiesel demand and moving less toward the EU markets, market sources in Asia said. More than 50% of the country's exports headed to the Atlantic in the third quarter of this year, trade sources said. Last year, there were practically zero Chinese UCO imports into the U.S. But this year that picture has changed. Chinese UCO cargoes have been flowing to the U.S., one trading manager said. In terms of export volumes, China has led the charge among other regional exporters. Chinese exports of UCO to the U.S. rose to 384,000 over January-August from zero imports last year, showed Chinese customs data, due to the Inflation Reduction Act in the U.S., which includes tax credits for producing sustainable aviation fuel and biodiesel. According to trade sources, the IRA offers a tax credit of $1 per gallon on the production of biodiesel. More and more companies are seeing the benefits from the IRA and taking full advantage of it, a trader based in Singapore said. Chinese UCO diverts away from Europe. Given the recent launch of the EU's probe into Chinese biodiesel exports due to allegations of possible fraud, Chinese producers and exporters had diverted much of their volumes to the U.S. this year after it became economically viable to do so, market sources said. Europe's imports of UCO comes mainly from China, but the volumes to the EU have dropped since the European Commission launched the probe into Chinese imports. Chinese UCO exports to the EU fell 62% to 267,000 metric tons in the first 7 months of this year, according to trade data. Those shipments mainly went to the Netherlands, Spain, and Germany. Germany's concerns about mislabeled Chinese biofuels have affected demand from European buyers, market sources added. Sources familiar with the EU market have so far indicated slower UCO demand approaching the year-end, but brisk buying interest heard in the market seems to suggest that U.S. buyers remain keen on Chinese UCO. Assuming the fraud allegations are settled, I expect Chinese UCO exports to remain steady, the Singapore-based trader said. Platts, part of S&P Global Commodity Insights, assessed standard UCO cargoes loading from China at $855 per metric ton October 31st, unchanged from October 30th.
So the bottom line is, U.S. market, they do need used cooking oil as the feedstock to biodiesel because government policy. And also China, in another side, China is the biggest UCO producer. So these two matched. Um, for European market, from Europe, the drop is the biodiesel product. UCO export to Europe drop just because the Europe biodiesel manufacturer this stop producing in the second quarter of this year, and after the third quarter they did pick up. From our experience, our export to US to Europe become normal, and at the same time we open market to US. So that's why we are very eager to open the market in US. And let's listen to the news again. That's this time is in Chinese, and they do have something I agree. Also, I have something I do not agree with them.
贸易人士告诉标普，全球大宗商品洞察，在未来几个月中，中国对美国的 UCO 出口机会将持续存在。交易者，作者 Nurul Darni Chow Kit Bowie 在通货膨胀减免法的激励下，向美国出口中国二手食用油的市场条件将在未来几个月内持续下去。而在欧盟调查有关中国交易量的欺诈指控的情况下，向欧洲的流出量有所下降。亚洲市场消息人士称，今年中国的 UCO 出口一直在转移，以满足美国不断增长的生物柴油需求，而减少了对欧盟市场的流动。贸易消息人士称，今年第三季度该国超过 50% 的出口流向大西洋。去年，中国向美国进口的 UCO 几乎为零，但是今年情况发生了变化，中国 UCO 的货物一直在流向美国。一位贸易经理说，在出口量方面，中国在其他地区出口国中处于领先地位。中国海关数据显示，由于美国的通货膨胀减少法，包括生产可持续航空燃料和生物柴油的税收抵免，中国对美国的 UCO 出口从去年1月至8月的零进口量增至 38.4 万个。据贸易人士透露，爱尔兰共和军为生物柴油的生产提供每加仑$1的税收抵免。一位驻新加坡的交易员说，越来越多的公司看到了 IRA 的好处，并充分利用了它。中国 UCO 撤出欧洲，市场消息人士称，鉴于欧盟最近因涉嫌欺诈而启动了对中国生物柴油出口的调查，在经济上可行之后，中国生产商和出口商今年已将大部分出口量转移到美国。欧洲对 UCO 的进口主要来自中国，但自欧盟委员会启动对中国进口的调查以来，向欧盟的进口量有所下降。贸易数据显示，今年前7个月，中国对欧盟的 UCO 出口下降了 62%， 至 26.7 万吨。这些货物主要运往荷兰、西班牙和德国。市场消息人士补充说，德国对中国生物燃料贴错标签的担忧影响了欧洲买家的需求。到目前为止， 熟悉欧盟市场的消息人士表示 ，UCO 需求在接近年底时放缓，但市场上听到的强劲的买盘兴趣似乎表明，美国买家仍然热衷于中国的 UCO。这位驻新加坡的贸易商说，假设欺诈指控得到解决，我预计中国的 UCO 出口将保持稳定。标普全球大宗商品洞察旗下的 Plex 估计，10月31日从中国装运的标准 UCO 货物为$855吨，与10月30日持平。
Okay, that's the news. From our side, we are ready to increase export to US. And from us, we do our traceability, both based on ISCC's requirement and also request from US government. We have material receipt for each barrel come to our company, and also we do the
以其为主要原料的生物柴油作为新型的生物质能源，具有绿色环保、可循环再生。
We do the test in our lab. Only the material meet our requirement will go to the warehouse. When our products leave our factory, we give all the record in spreadsheet, and also we give the calculation of distance, and all this is required by US government. And then we can provide third-party test report and also document based on the customer in China and also customer in US, include veterinary health certificate and also certificate of original. Again, we are happy to meet both market US and Europe, and we are proud to be part of the effort to make the better life and a better future. Thanks for watching. See you next time. 你是落在我世界里的一束光。